the Four Ps in a Podcast. My name is Mary.
My name's Kestra.
My name's Midge.
My name's Casey.
So today we are going to be talking about college life during COVID-19 and all of our experiences. So how have all of you guys been dealing with COVID? I know for myself, it's been a pain in the ass.
Girl, same. Like, fuck COVID. Oh, sorry. Is this kid friendly? I forgot. Is it kid friendly?
I mean, what happens. But yeah, I feel fuck COVID.
It's been tough. It's been hard because we can't do a lot of the stuff that we used to do. And especially being in college while COVID, it's really, really tough.
Yeah, for sure. Like last spring, I don't know if anybody else is feeling this, but last spring felt very specific. And now that nostalgic feeling is coming back because it's almost the same time again. And it's kind of freaking me out because at the time it felt okay. And oh wow, this is weird. Oh, extra spring break, and then not going back. And now it's just that feeling is coming back and I really don't like it.
I feel like back when that day happened, all of us got on a Snapchat call and we were like, oh my God, extra spring break, what are we gonna do? And then next thing we know, we're all moving out of our rooms and then here we are.
Classes were tough online at first because nobody knew what they were doing. And trying to I think the only good thing honestly was taking exams because, you were online.
Could we just mention the fact that there's toilet paper now, though? It's the most amazing thing in the world is that we're not out of toilet paper and we're not out of hand sanitizer because everyone bought it all. And then they're like, oh yeah, we're not going to have any left. And now no one's buying.
Exactly. Oh my God. I remember my family and I, we were in California when we got that whole message about the toilet paper shortage and all this stuff. And I remember going into Walmart. I think it was in Utah. We were driving back and there was absolutely no toilet paper. And then I came back and Kestra and I went to City Market and there was absolutely no toilet paper or paper towels anywhere. It was insane.
So I worked at Walmart over the summer, right? And I missed the whole crazy outbreak part of working there, but what everybody told me was that it was absolutely insane. And half the time people that would order stuff, they would only get half of the items they ordered because Walmart was just out. And I remember when I was working there, things like disinfectant wipes, hand soap, baby wipes, and flushable wipes, all that stuff was still gone. So it was really hard. And then towards the end of the summer, they finally were like, yeah, you can actually have more than one item of this because they limited it. And I don't know, it was crazy. I just remember wow. When the toilet paper came back and everybody was like, oh my God, is that toilet paper? Wow, it's back. Everybody, it's back. It was just crazy.
It felt like the apocalypse. At the very beginning when there was when you would walk into Target or Walmart and then you saw nothing and you're like, what the heck? And I remember the day though, I was heading back from Moab. And we were driving through Moab at the time, and I was like, no mask at the time. I was like, and then all of a sudden it's mask. So I was like, what the heck? I just a few seconds ago, I was just no mask walking to a gas station. Now all of a sudden I'm having to wear a mask. It was so weird, and it felt crazy.
Attention everyone, Kestra just farted and it's really bad. If y'all could see the setup we have going on right now. So before we get super into it, we're just 4 college students just, experimenting and having fun. And we decided to make a podcast because all of our conversations are really weird. So Yeah, and because it because of COVID, we have to do our podcasts remotely. What's Kestra's dying over here. All of our shoes just fell out of
Y'all, I can finally breathe. Jesus Christ. Like, I had to let some air out. Like, my bad. But for real. I'm sorry. I had to let some air out and like I'm suffocating in here. Okay.
Anyway. Oh man. This is gonna be interesting.
Back to our regular scheduling programming.
Back to retro scheduling programming.
I think that should be the title for this episode. Regular scheduling program. That's the title for this episode. Back to the regularly scheduling program.
Oh boy, guys. Anyway, regularly scheduling programming. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Regularly schedularly. That's so gonna be our name. But anyway, so COVID at our school kind of, I wouldn't say sucks, but it sucks. Like we're kind of breaking rules. Rules are meant to be broken. But so how do you guys feel about all the regulations at the school?
They're, even though like I know they're trying to keep us safe, but like at the same time, bigger like universities can have like 4 people in your room, which we can't. We can only have single rooms can have one other person, and double can have one other person technically. And it's just kind of crazy. And then we have to eat in like a student commons sitting on the floor, which is really crazy. And it's not fun, but and trying to not going into classes is really, really hard, because there's some specific classes that it kind of sucks because you want to be in person for those classes. So that's how I feel about it. It just sucks.
I just think it's sucky because they just remodeled this new building on our campus. It used to be like our dining hall, and then there was a gym and some administration buildings, and then like a little rec room in the basement. Well, they just remodeled that, and they made us a brand new dining hall last semester, so we were able to use it for a few weeks, or like a couple months, I guess. And then they finished creating this like common area with all this furniture and places to hang out and study and do all these different activities. It just sucks that we can't even use these new facilities that they opened. And going to our brand spanking new gym is also really hard because they're barely open, so that they can clean for COVID, in quotes. And it's like we're paying for all of this stuff and we can't even use it, or it's very hard to have access to all that stuff.
And I get where they're coming from. It's just like, obviously we're not going to say what school we go to, but like our school is relatively small, so it's like there's not even 100 students on our campus currently, and it's like I understand that they're trying to be safe and stuff because of the pandemic and stuff like that, but like it's just, they promised all this stuff for like us to be able to cook in the kitchen, and they said, oh, you got to bring your own pots and pans. Well, my roommate, Kestra's my roommate, she brought up so many pots and pans to use in the kitchen, and then we get here and And the RA say, "Oh, well, you can't use the kitchen. It'll be open in 2 weeks." And then it never was opened. So it's like, yeah.
I guess the only thing that I really like appreciate, barely could say that, about these regulations is that without them, we wouldn't even be able to be on campus. Because most schools are completely shut down, or most schools, they might have had similar regulations but didn't follow through, and then they had multiple cases of COVID, and then they ended up shutting down later anyways. So far through the 2020-2021 academic year, we haven't shut down or anything, and I think we've only had like maybe like 2 or 3 confirmed cases this year on our campus, which is it's really nice. It's good that we're able to stay safe and everything, but it just makes it really hard to try and live normally, and that's what everybody's preaching. It's like, oh yeah, we're going back to normal, and try to live as normal as possible, and trying to make it how it used to be, when really they're not.
Mhm.
And like our administration, it kind of just feels like they don't really care, especially with some faculty. It's like assigning all of this crazy work, and yeah, we've been in a pandemic for almost a whole year now. We should be able to be used to the workload and everything, but it's still really stressful, and it takes a toll on everybody's mental health and everything, because being online 24/7, or only having one in-person class say once a week, is still really hard. And it's definitely changed the way people study and do classes and everything, because personally I feel like I'm just coasting. I'm paying for this supposed to be great education, and I'm just treating them like high school classes and just trying to pass. And I think we all have just been duped this year, for sure.
I'd say it's like the new norm. There isn't gonna be a back to normal. It's a new norm. So like the mat. Can't talk. The mask. The mask, and like just being cautious all the time is the new norm. Like there's not gonna be, oh, we're gonna go back to 2019. Hell yeah. No, we're gonna go into this year and the next year and the year after that, wondering if this thing will ever go away. Eventually, we'll all become immune to it either way, through like vaccines, or we all get it. And I'm just saying, like, but like, I think eventually, like, it'll be the new norm, because it was just like, it's like the flu. Everyone became immune to it through either getting the flu or getting the shots. So the same thing would probably happen with COVID, is either way, we're all gonna get something, and it'll be like the new norm. And that's how it's gonna be.
We're drugging kids now. Just kidding.
$20 for a vaccine. Take it or leave it.
$20. Do a little drug deal behind the movie theater. Or you want a vaccine? Here you go. $20. You want to buy some of these?
What about $1?
$1?
Yeah, give me $1.
$1 a vaccine.
Or start putting them in like gummies. Yeah. Feed them to children. I got candy for you. It's COVID prevention.
COVID candy.
It'll be the new drug, like the new edible, and we'll just call it Vax. Hey bro, you got some Vax?
You want some Vax?
I need some Vax. Hey man, can you hook me up with some Vax? Who's your Vax dealer?
So, dude, he's got some vax there, huh? This is some good stuff.
Oh yeah, that Vax, that shit bussin'.
That shit busted.
Okay, so it's not bustin', it's bussin'. Bussin'.
Like a bus. Beep beep.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. No.
I'll take some vax.
I'll take some Vax.
I mean, my college, the one I'm thinking about going to is giving it out. So I might as well. It's free. It's free. It'd be free, and that's the best type of price. Free. It's free.
Free. Sounds good to me.
It's free real estate.
What is this ASMR cast?
If there was free real estate, damn, we'd be living the life.
Well, instead of free real estate, we get free COVID. So congrats. We get free COVID, and it's lovely. It's a beautiful thing, and it's free. So hey, I'll take any sickness that's free.
thought you didn't like doctors.
I didn't say I don't like doctors. I didn't say I didn't like sick. Wait. I don't mind getting sick. Like, I rather get COVID than have to go take a shot that's only gonna last 23 days. Ugh, DAs? DAs. You know what? We're gonna keep it. DAs. And then get COVID and have to be quarantined for only 14 days. So I either have to get a vaccine that I have to go get in 23 days or get COVID and only be quarantined for 2 weeks. So, I mean,
there is lasting effects.
I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, quarantine sucks ass. So I would rather go get a shot that hasn't been completely developed yet than sit in my dorm room for 2 whole weeks with no human contact whatsoever. Yeah, I don't even think I'd make it 2 weeks. I barely made it the 3 days I was in quarantine, to be honest.
Facts.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I'm not like all for the vaccine just because it hasn't been fully tested yet, but like once it's like been a few months, I guess if I have to, I'll get it. I like how Kess just taking pictures over there.
Midge just counting tally marks on our wall. Day 1. Day 2. Day 3. Didn't make it. Didn't make it on day 3. It's okay though. You'll get her next time.
That's all for today's episode of the 4 P's in a Podcast. We hope you enjoyed this first episode. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on SoundCloud, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye!